my commander's this green-black elf. And then someone's like, I got SpongeBob, and I got Elle from Stranger Things. And I'm like, this isn't magic.
5-10 years ago, it was like animations for children or people that watch anime.
You just described us, by the way, children who watch anime.
As the least qualified person to answer this, I would like to go first.
Hey there, we're back. It's another episode of The Table Business, and it's me, your host, Jack. Hey. And we're doing a different kind of episode of the show today, because today I'm joined by two very special co-hosts. First of all, I'm joined by the incomparable Cloudkill Connor.
Incomparable? Jack, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here today. It's such a pleasure. I couldn't ask for a better group of fellas to be yapping it up with this evening.
And yeah, speaking of another fella there, is that a celebrity over there? Is that Arlentric from YouTube? Hey, DM, how you going?
Don't do that to me, hey, buddy. Good to be here. Co-host is exciting. That's a first on anything I've done. Co-hosting is very exciting. So
yes. Two co-hosts for this one. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the news that's going on in the world of tabletop games. We'll break down the big stories, we'll give our views, we'll talk to you about what they mean, and we'll share some tips and tricks for your D&D games along the way as well. Let's just jump straight into it, guys. So it's a big couple of weeks for D&D announcements that we're going to dive into this week. So basically big D&D news to cover, one Magic the Gathering announcement to touch on. So let's dive into the first story here. So just a couple of days ago, I think on Friday last week, Dan Ayub, he's the new head of D&D over at the Wizards of the Coast, and he posted a picture on social media with some very specific people. So Connor, why don't you read out what it says on the post there?
Absolutely. From Dan Ayub's Twitter or X, when I took over D&D, I had some very specific folks I wanted to bring back to the table. Today, I had the honor of welcoming these folks back home. Amazing things ahead at Joe Manganiello, Margaret Wise, Tracy Hickman, Laura Hickman, and Dan Ayub himself as well.
So super big news here. Are you guys up on Dragonlance? What do you guys know about Dragonlance?
Define up.
Do you know the word Dragonlance?
Yeah, I'm very familiar with the setting of Dragonlance. I just haven't dipped my toes into it. Obviously, being a bit more of a, it's been around for a while. It's a bit of a more classic D&D setting. There's a pretty successful book series on it, and I know a lot of people that have played and have either loved or not loved Dragonlance. And I'm a pretty homebrewy boy, so there's a lot of campaign setting books that I've just completely ignored. But I'm very familiar with what, I guess, the significance, of this and what Dragonlance is as a setting.
So there's no campaign setting book for Dragonlance for 5th edition. There's like an adventure module that they put out. So a lot of us, most of us, I feel like started in 5th edition nowadays. How far back do you go, Connor?
I have this habit of coming to hobbies and starting in the newest version and then working my way slowly backwards. So I came in 5th edition. I did the same thing when I discovered Pokemon as a kid. I started with Pokemon Ruby, and then I eventually went back to Gold and Silver and then Blue and Red. So similar situation. I've come in at 5e. I've gone, this is incredible, but there's more to this, isn't there? And so I've made it my secret side hobby when I have the time and the disposable income to collect old D&D books. So I have a lot of 2nd edition stuff behind me as well. So 2nd edition as far back as I go. And so Dragonlance for me is very much like a mythic name. It's on the same kind of echelon as, Forgotten Realms or, Faerun, Swords Coast. It's those names you hear where you're like, oh, I know what that is. And you've got the Dragon magazine and everything like that. So for them to bring this back in such a pretty prolific announcement, it's okay, this is not a small thing. This is a big thing for them.
It's the head of D&D announcing this here. Yeah. So it's not just small time little module coming out or they're doing another novel or something. This is going to be something pretty serious here. So yeah, for the folks at home, if you don't know, Tracy Hickman and Margaret Weiss are the creators of Dragonlance. It's one of the early pieces of D&D fiction that was really successful, basically. They also created Ravenloft as well. A lot of people don't know. So these two create two of the best settings. And then the other guy in there is it Manganiello or Manganiello? Does anyone know how to say his name?
Manganiello, I believe it is. He's so cool. He's an old head D&D fan too, which is
famously
interesting because he's like if you there's an interview that I watched with him where he doesn't say like 2d4 like a lot of us would. He'll say like 2 die 4, like DIE.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a
Old school.
very old school way of referring to your dice. So it's if he's attached to this project, it's going to be like something that is approaching with like a lot of like reverence, I would say, because
absolutely.
he has a lot of reverence for this kind of older medium of D&D. But I worry, is that a detriment? Because he loves a meat grinder. It's giving meat grinder. So
Well, he's a big fan, famously, of D&D and famously of Dragonlance as well. So basically, I'm not super up on Dragonlance, everything about it. I've read a little bit of the first novel. I have this one, Time of the Twins, which I haven't actually opened. I got it from a library sale. Shout out to libraries, they are the best. So yeah, not really the most knowledgeable on the whole world of Kryn itself, but yeah, do know one of the most successful early D&D novels, released in '84. Surprise success it was. I think they only bought like 30,000 copies of the book when they initially published it, and they like immediately sold through all of them. Had to get more. It was like a really hard to get, so I think that added to the excitement around this book because fans were like, "Oh, have you heard about this new D&D novel? It's amazing." And yeah, as you could guess from the name, from the fiction, it's like very dragon heavy, obviously. There's the War of the Lance is a big part of it. That's a big part of that 5th edition campaign setting that came out. But up until recently, the Joe Manganiello and these two, and Tracy Hickman's wife, Laura Hickman, as well, because that's the other fun part about this. It's funny, I know more about like the backstory and the writing of the book than I do about the actual book. But they're like, the two of them are just like airy-fairy writers in like the late 70s, early 80s. They barely have enough money to survive. And they get a job to go work at TSR, which is the D&D company. And they're like driving across the United States, kids in the back of the car. They can barely afford to feed the kids. And the whole way there, they just write the setting for Dragonlance. Tracy Hickman and Laura Hickman together, him and his wife. And yeah, he comes and works at TSR, and then eventually they're getting ready to start writing some fiction, and he pitches this setting, and then they go off and create it, Tracy and Margaret Weiss at this stage. So yeah, super cool story.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the interesting thing is Joe and those two have been paired up recently, up until February this year, trying to get a TV show off the ground for Dragonlance, which it was just cancelled in February. They just said no more for this project. So yeah, the big question is like, what's this going to be? Do you think it's going to be that TV show?
I don't think so. I think if it is going to be a TV show, it's going to be a 6-season episode that goes straight to Netflix with a budget that's too much and doesn't pay homage to the source material, a la The Witcher. It'll have costumes that look too new. It'll be that kind of situation. If I had to rip it to shreds, that would be what my gut instinct is. Even with, and I think like it's a testament to how much studios love to meddle. Even if you have people that love and respect the source material with their whole heart, they're still going to prioritize how can we save the most money and how can we make the most money. Because we've seen it with like Henry Cavill in The Witcher. Obviously, he's parted ways now. He was campaigning for everything to be book accurate, and they were like, no, we don't want that. We know more than you. And we've saved a bunch of money on costumes. That's what my gut says. In terms of what it actually could be, I think it's too little to just be a book, like you said. I don't think it's just going to be, let's throw another source book out there. But I think we could probably see, given like the meteoric rise of like actual plays and obviously crit rolls back in full swing this year, we could have like a big like star-studded cast, like an actual play alongside new novels as well. That would be my initial thought with it, because Joe Manganiello, he's no stranger to streaming games as well. He was obviously at the end of like Crit Role Season 1 as Archon. He's played with a lot of celebrities. He has the longest running like celebrity game in his basement with like wrestlers like Big Show.
Big Show, yeah.
The Big Show, exactly. So for like my head says that if a TV show doesn't happen, it's going to be more of a streaming based like actual play situation.
I think kind of piggybacking off that, because I think there's definitely actual play potential, like some kind of production in place. I could see them doing an actual like setting or system book as well, just because obviously there's been a very lukewarm reception to 5.5 or whatever we're officially calling it, because it doesn't fully appease to any one specific audience, and obviously the old heads of D&D have a very strong voice, and 5.5 is very unlike what a lot of people love about older editions of D&D. And throwing something as prolific like Dragonlance into a potential setting book or system book and rolling that out is something that would definitely appeal to that audience and people who are a fan of the series as well. Because I think, as we'll go into a bit later, Jack, with some of the things we're going to cover off as well, I'm just like so unaware of so many things they're rolling out in modern D&D because none of them are getting all that much traction. So this would be a pretty big one to roll out something alongside, because like you said, this was posted by one of the highest higher ups you could have in all of D&D. So it's definitely there to build some kind of hype, and like you don't just post that casually. So it's really intriguing to see. I could definitely see some kind of system or setting book, but that will be in conjunction with something else.
It's funny because it's a generational thing too. Because if you look at people like Liam O'Brien loves Dragonlance. He's a prolific like spruiker of Dragonlance. Whereas if you talk to somebody our age, it's very much like, oh, like, yeah, I grew up on like Dungeon of the Mad Mage or like Waterdeep, things like that, where they came out like not early D&D 2014, but it was very much like that's what the leaping in point was for us. And then we know about these older, like Tomb of Annihilation, because it got reprinted. People know about that. Yawning Portal, all of these things like that. And even Ravenloft, the like arguably one of the best modules for D&D 5e, that's got roots back in there. But if you ask someone about like, oh, do you know about like the Dread Domains? Do you know about all these little bits and pieces? People aren't going to know that because they don't. It's a generational thing. It's not like a gatekeeping thing. It's just I'm not going to go back through however many years of like source material to read that there's a million other Dread Domains and Ravenloft's just one of these things. So it's interesting that maybe this didn't get as much hype as they had hoped, but it will build, I'm sure.
Yeah, people know Strahd from the Ravenloft setting. They know Barovia as one of the Dread Domains, but they don't know all the Dread Domains of Ravenloft, definitely. But there is a great 5th edition campaign book for Ravenloft.
Absolutely.
It's friggin' amazing. I think I could go on this topic for ages, but I think that campaign setting books are secretly the best D&D books, and they're the perfect ones to get to just steal stuff from left and right when you're creating your own world building stuff. But it's exciting, this post, I feel like. It's been kind of hard to be a fan of D&D for a little while. They've been making a lot of missteps, one monumental one that we'll get into in this very episode. But posting a picture with 2 of the most beloved creators in D&D history, still writing books in this world as well. The latest book came out in August of 2024, written by these 2 called Dragons of Eternity. So they're still putting books out, but we never got a 5th edition campaign setting for this setting. They are showing that they will touch on all these other settings at the moment with like we're getting Faerun stuff at the moment, and obviously D&D has essentially been Forgotten Realms for the entire 5th edition. Like pretty much every setting that you mentioned just then, Connor, that was a Forgotten Realms setting. So we're getting that as a way to cap it off, it feels like. But the Dungeon Master's Guide is all about Greyhawk. There's the digital only supplement coming out for the Artificer, which is tagged as Eberron specifically, and then this as well. It feels like a real concerted effort from them to be like, we remember, we know.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, we got off track for a little while there, but we know we have some good stuff in the tank here. So let's just bring it back and show you that we played this game back in the day, and that excites me because I think if I'm just being really honest about what I'd like to see, I'd just like to see that campaign setting book come out. I think that'd be a really good thing to get. And like I'd put my money down for that. I'd pay for that. And you know, a TV show, if it was really good, it'd be nice. Like, hey, maybe give me an animated show or something like Vox Machina or something like that.
And there's more freedom in animation, and I think that we're coming around to that now. I think it's 5-10 years ago it was like animation's for children, or it's for you know people that watch like anime. Vox Machina, anything.
You just described us, by the way, children who watch anime. That's us. But I think that's enough on Dragonlance. It's very exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're bringing next. But let's talk a little Magic the Gathering, guys.
Yeah!
Woo-hoo! Magic the Gathering formally revealed some of the cards for the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set. And if you've listened to the Table Business episode with Good Games Morley at PAX, you would know that Aaron actually teased that this set was coming in that very episode because they played the game How Well Does Good Games Morley Know Their Own Videos? And the prize for winning that game was a packet of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cards that I bought from the train station on the way to PAX, and it was a different game altogether. It was called Universus, and I gave it to him, and he's like, "Oh, from the upcoming Magic set," and I was like, "No, it's from a different game."
Wow,
so
that
we got the scoop there. I don't know if that was like brand new news. People might have already known. I think he said at Magic Con there was a car that was like it had a turtle shell or something on the back of the car. It's probably not that. There's probably something much cooler than that.
We'll go with that. I like that more.
The visual image of that is better for me as a listener.
Yes. But lo and behold, here they are. So total cards. And spoiler alert, I think they look sick as hell.
They do look cool.
But let's get into it. What do we think about the art on these cards first?
As the least qualified person to answer this, I would like to go first. Firstly, Cowabunga dude is my initial response. Now that my credibility has been established, I've only recently gotten to Magic, and that was because Arlo flew to my house. We didn't fly all the way to my house. He flew to an airport and then came to my house and bought me like a whole commander set and forced me to learn it on the day that I was having a birthday party. It was such a beautiful treat. It was incredible. And it's amazing to me that I haven't fallen into it before, because it is such a perfect marriage of all my interests, collecting things, nice art, and like scratching the itch of like winning or losing incredibly. I have fallen headfirst into the Spider-Man set, and I love Spider-Man. And the thing I love about these cards in the terms of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones, it's doing the same thing the Spider-Man set's done to me, where it's like this vibrant art that blends really well with the Magic vibe at the same time. It's giving me the 80s, 90s like and it's still reading as a Magic card. That's how it makes me feel. But I'll defer to the expert.
It'd be good for you to get some cards that are actually fun to play with as well.
Sorry, I can't hear
Spider-Man
you
set.
over my Soulstone, Jack.
Oh, okay. You got one good one. Well done. You got the one good one out of the set.
Don't rip him to shreds. He's having fun.
It's a great card, and I'm learning now that people value them by money now, and that one is worth a fair bit of money. So congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
new to me. So very cool. But Arlo, what do you think?
Look, I'm an old head Magic person, and the question was about artwork. The artwork is very cool, and I like all of it, except for look, Teenage Ninja Turtles, super cool. Love it. Love the aesthetic. No issues at all. I can't get around the pizza lands. They make me so uncomfortable. I don't know if you've seen this, Connor. For all of the lands, they just have different variations of pizza, and it just really, I don't know what about it, really rubs me the wrong way, and I don't want to be slapping down pizza when I'm trying to bring out my blue spells. That was the other thing where I was like, no, I will die on that. No, I don't want that.
I love it. I love the pizza lands as well. That's my favorite. I think that's my favorite thing about these sets are the pizza lands. What about the island one where it's just like the pizza is floating in an ocean of cheese?
That's exactly right.
That's funny.
That looks
But
disturbing.
Magic isn't
with
meant
the
to
sardines
be
in it.
funny, Connor.
Oh yeah, let me just
It's
pull
so
Ezio
serious.
Auditore, and then I don't know, like Crash Bandicoot or whoever is like going to be up next.
Lose my mind on this kind of stuff for
Yes.
way too long.
Let's get into it now. Have we gone too far? Has Magic been perverted by all these crossovers?
No, Ninja Turtles isn't crossing the line. It's
Okay, you changed up
well,
real quick there.
no.
Spider-Man
I don't.
is what you're
I don't
saying.
think any of there's. Look, I played Magic when Universes Beyond didn't exist, and their settings had cool lore, and planeswalkers meant something, and color identities were cool. And then they brought out I can't even remember which the first Universes Beyond. If it was, I think Doctor Who might have been the first one they ever did.
Wow.
I'm not. No one fact checking me on that.
No one wants that.
And then
Get in the comments and tell him he's wrong.
and then Warhammer came out, and then it might have been Lord of the Rings and Fallout. And hey, I'm a Warhammer fan. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. Warhammer was a bit more of a stretch with fitting in with the overall aesthetic of Magic. But Lord of the Rings, I was like, this is high fantasy. This makes sense. And I think I've said this story like way too many times to different people. I sat down in a random pod and I pull out my tribal elf deck of not even Lord of the Rings elves, just elves. And then I'm like, oh, my commander's this green-black elf. And then someone's like, I got SpongeBob and I got Elle from Stranger Things. And I'm like, this isn't Magic. This is pick your celebrity. But I don't care because it's bringing people I like into the game.
That was going to be my point. As a new Magic person, great, love that appeal.
I actually do love it for that. I think there's way too many things coming out. They should do one thing a year.
Yeah.
I just dislike the idea of secret layers because it's just you're already overvaluing something for a very limited print run. But I just I'm not buying them, so I don't care. If that keeps the company afloat and they keep doing more and more cool things, I'm so happy with that. For a very long time, every single commander deck that ever came out, I bought all of them. Just because I wanted one, and I went, well, I don't know which one, so we'll find out when I buy them all. And it was also just cheaper to bulk buy than go to an individual store and overpay for a thing. But
I did see somebody call Magic the Fortnite of card games the other day.
I think it's a fair comparison, honestly.
It's becoming that, definitely.
It definitely is. I think it's more... I mean, it's not completely fair, but I just feel like some of the Universes Beyond sets are getting more attention than their actual lore sets, and that's more of the deflating thing because you have so many cool characters and planeswalkers and lore to use and use it. There's books. Magic has books. Magic has stories to tell, but I mean, I buy everything anyway, so. I'm gonna buy the TMNT Commander deck. This is an interesting thing that I was thinking about as I was reading through the notes for this. I'm really surprised that there's been a very long time since with a set they're only bringing out a single Commander deck. Because especially with sets, the whole vibe of it is if you want the Canoe Commander decks, they'll have a bunch of the brand new cards in the decks, and you get to play the whole marketing in my head is buy 4, sit down with your friends with all the decks, experience it. I'm like, no one's going to buy the exact same turtle deck and play it against all of their friends with the exact same turtle deck. So you could have done one of them for each. I don't care. I like that it's one, so I can just have all my turtles. But it was surprising to me because they haven't done that for a very long time since they started rolling out more Commander products.
Interesting. I had a question for you, Arlo, because I'm a full arena player nowadays, and I have never played a game of Commander before. So I was looking at the cards in the Commander deck, and I noticed they all have that ability Partner. Is that new to this set to let you have two commanders?
No, that came out in the I think I want to say the D&D set that they did. No, the Commander Legends set. They did an entire set around Commander, irrespective of the Commander decks, an actual drafting set, and introduced the fact that you can have two partnered commanders. And it works really well with the Ninja Turtles. And then I also love, they made a note of the Turtles Forever card, which is that card that lets you, even if they're not in the game, you can bring in 4 legendary cards from outside of the game, which for the purposes of the deck is meant to be the Ninja Turtles. But that is terrifying in the thought of it not being the Ninja Turtle cards and just being 4 really overpowered legendary cards that immediately go two into your hand, 2 into your deck. That's terrifying. But
Wow.
I like things. It's a hard thing where because there's a set of Magic called like the unsets, which are just jokey cards. Like sometimes it's just not meant to be taken seriously. Sometimes it's like, I think one of them, it's like throw your card as far as you can. If it lands on another card, it kills it or something dumb like that.
Yeah.
And it's one of them's like, play this card, open a booster pack, and you can put a monster down from the, it's a big, not serious set. And that kind of card gives that vibe of it being like I don't see how it'll work in I don't know. It's interesting. I love Magic, dude. This is such an exciting segment. Little Arlo corner talking about cardboard cards.
This is wonderful for me because I've only ever played Commander, and my first game was with you, Arlo, and then the only other times I played recently have been with people that had played it for so long. Good friends at like the Ravens Ridge Emporium. I played a game with them, and I got out so quick, and I just had to watch them play for the rest of it. So, you're like, I play Arena. I'm like, I don't even know what that is, to be perfectly honest.
Let me
That's
tell
dangerous,
you.
because it's probably the easiest way of playing Magic, where you'll fly through a game in like 6 minutes. You're gonna get
That's
hooked.
good. I don't have the time to be playing 2 to 3 hour games.
There's a desktop version, but there's a mobile version for it as well. So on my mobile, it's pretty much the only video game that I play. I play a little bit of Skate as well at the moment, but much more Magic. Doing that Chocobos deck from that Final Fantasy set. I took a dude out. I took a dude down to like minus 120 life the other day. It was just like, take that, the Chocobo landfall. And I talked a lot of yang about him to Arlo at PAX, saying that I didn't think they were good. And then now I have one. I'm like, no, these cards whip.
I think just on the Final Fantasy thing, it's the thing I actually am enjoying about these Universes Beyond sets, where I don't. And this is going to be so upsetting to someone who might be the biggest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan. I don't think the mass appeal of my beloved, I was going to call them Turts, but I think that's a weird way of shorting turtles.
Yeah, maybe just say turtles.
Like Final Fantasy, Warhammer, Lord of the Rings have such wide mass appeal that creating a set around that and decks, it's such an easy thing of drawing people in where it is kind of similar, and it's worked really well for those sets. I might be pleasantly surprised with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think the Marvel set next year will be interesting. Also, slightly skeptical with the fact that the licensing for the Spider-Man set, which you couldn't get any of the exact same artwork on the digital version because they didn't get digital licenses for it. Intrigued to see what happens with Marvel and everything next year, but bringing more people into the hobby is always cool. I think it's a good thing. I just don't want it rammed down my throat more than the base game of the thing that I love.
You don't want to play Rumi from K-pop Demon Hunters as your commander, or
I ain't saying that.
I want that.
I ain't saying that.
I want more crossovers. I want full everything. I want Master Chief in there. Give me anybody you got. And I think that brings me to my next question here, which is, what do we want next? What would you, if you could choose the next Universes Beyond set, what intellectual property would you choose?
I would have said The Last of Us because I played that recently, but I did see that there is a Last of Us secret lair. I saw this today, which was quite topical for me because I knew we were recording this, and I was like, got to keep that in the old box here. But my other picks would be Silent Hill. I think that would be so cool. I think we got a lot of potential there. Good. We got Pyramid Head. We've got the nurses. You've got Harry Mason. You've got Cheryl. That's huge. That'd be a good one for me. My other, probably most far-flung one that you'd never get the licensing for ever would be Studio Ghibli.
Oh, no way.
You'd never get it. It'd never happen. But imagine My Neighbor Totoro as a card. Picture that.
Cool. That would be sick.
Wow. God, yeah. Hayao Miyazaki would decapitate you with a samurai sword before he let you put his characters on a Magic card.
It's dangerous for me to have said it in
Yes.
any kind of recorded
Speaking
format,
into
but
existence.
I'm happy.
He's
I'm
smoking
happy
a
to-
cigarette right now, just enraged.
He's twitched somewhere. He knows I said that.
Yes. Arlo, where would you
I
go?
think in a similar vein, there was a couple I was like, the licensing would never work. One of them has their own card game. I thought like Dragon Ball Z would be sick just because the idea of like artwork of like Super Saiyan cards with holograph would go off.
Oh, a full art holo,
yeah.
like go. Oh,
And then just because it was like in the same realm, I'm like, some World of Warcraft, Azeroth, like there's cool high fantasy stuff in there, but good luck getting Blizzard to sign over anything. Love you, Blizzard. And then I'm like, just give me, if it's a secret lair, that's okay. Give me, it probably is, and I'm just so ignorant to looking at them that I don't know that exists. I want to just give me a little Geralt of Rivia. Let me have a Geralt card. A Witcher boy out there. Is that a thing? Is that a thing that exists?
I don't know. If for me,
It feels like it probably exists.
You might be thinking of Gwent. Is it the Gwent cards, or was there a Witcher? Was there a Witcher set? Now I feel like I'm picturing like a green Geralt at some
Could
stage.
definitely, yeah.
What color would Geralt be? Do you think?
I feel like green.
I don't know enough to speak on this. I'm going to stay politely
Maybe black
ignorant.
when he's all like mutagened up.
Yeah, ooh.
Like he's got all the veins and stuff like that. He's a
card,
black.
maybe.
Yeah, hey,
like
here we
that.
go.
I
Let's
like
make
that.
it happen. I'm sure these cards already exist. For me, so the big thing I think when you do this is you got to have a property where you can have like describer, noun is what you need. Like, it's always like, it's not just Spider-Man. It's like web slinging Spider-Man
sure.
or something like that. You always need something that leads you into it. And there is a property that already has all those types of names.
Terrified.
And that property is the WWE. It's wrestling, guys. Can you believe it? It's the perfect property to be taken for this. So I want to see old pro wrestlers on Magic cards. I want to see, Latino Heat Eddie Guerrero. I want to see Macho Man Randy Savage. I want to see Jesse the Body Ventura. I want to see them all. I want to see everyone on these cards. There's so many characters. Then you've got all your instants and your sorceries, like your freaking chair shot, all that kind of stuff you can do in. You got your run in. You got your backstage attack. There's just so many things that you can add in. It's just waiting to be taken. And the WWE, they don't care. They'll put the property in. Just pay them the money. They're carnies.
You know, my only fear with that reality is, because it's not too far fetched, is then it's like we're a set away after that of the LeBron James King card. And then we've just got athlete. Like, athletes already have their sport cards.
We've come back around into like sports cards then. However, a Rey Mysterio holo would probably send me into an early grave.
It's very fair.
Oh, that'd be so good.
What's the space look like for homebrew Magic cards? Is that something that gets done? And should we just do that?
Oh, I have... Hold on a second. My good friend Bodie from A Homie and the Dude made me my own Magic card, Airtime Arlo.
What
the hell?
It's got dunk. It's got like alley-oop mechanics. Doesn't really... There's not a lot of other things that can throw at lobs, but and it's me. It's me as a card, and I thought that was sick. So...
And you're dunking it.
I am dunking, which I definitely
God.
do in real life.
Yeah, you
There
can
goes
do
my
windmills.
Christmas present idea for you. Thanks, Bodie.
But no, I have so many people who proxy stuff where it's just like, it depends on, I mean, Commander's so not serious. Like, I have a friend who just doesn't want to spend money on a deck, so he just has pieces of paper where he's written down what the cards are on each one. And it's like, that's fine. Like, that's so fair. Why would you pay for them? He's like, I've got a Black Lotus in my deck. I'm like, that's sick. And it's literally just a white piece of paper that just says Black Lotus on it. And I'm like, sick. Love that for you.
And yes, me, Jack, just jumping in again quickly here for you. We ended up going a little bit long on our very first episode, so I'm going to split this into a two-parter. So next week we'll come back with part 2. But thanks for joining us for part 1 of this new type of table business episode.